All right, guys, we are live, episode 83 that we're on now. Episode 83 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thanks for joining us tonight. Got my co-host in the house here, Steve the Tank Durant. What's going on, Steve?
What's up? I'm glad to be here. Glad to finally get my buddy Muneki on. I've been able to attend several steel challenges he's been at here in Florida, so cool to have him on the show.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, we got for sure. We've been trying to get Muneki on for a while now, and we finally got him here, and he's here to join us. So it's gonna be awesome. Jennifer Seymour's in the house. What's going on, Jennifer?
Hey, not much. Just trying to survive the Masters being in my hometown.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not a fan of golf, but so we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Just one of the most boringest games to watch, my opinion. Shit's boring. If there was, if there was absolutely nothing on TV, I'd probably watch it just because it's a sport. But other than that, man, it's just, it's pretty rough. So golf fans are probably gonna hate me, but just my opinion, I think it sucks. Let's be straight up. But the man of the hour here, Muneki Samejima. I think I got it right, close enough. I think I'm really, really bad with, names, last names at least. But we got Muneki in the house. What's going on, Muneki?
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me on this show. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, it's awesome to have you, man. And we're going to talk a lot about airsoft because that's some of his background. We talk a lot about steel challenge competition today, which we really haven't had. Well, we had BJ Norris, we had Max Michel on, but we didn't have really a focus on steel challenge competition with those guys on. So we're going to talk a lot about that. So for you guys who are interested, maybe in some tips, I think you can find a lot that you're going to learn here on this show.
Okay.
So show sponsors today is, let me pull up the notes, but there's Fort Mill Munitions. That's teamfmm.com. You could go there for any ammunition needs, 940, 380, 45. They got it all over there, pistol caliber wise. If you use a TSM5, you get 5% off. I just got, I believe it's in the works, but they're going to be carrying Rainier Ballistics bullets. They have Barry's bullets, so you can kind of select your projectile from over there, and if you want to have a custom load, just send them an email and they'll hook you up over at Fort Mill Munitions. So I'm got Area 6 this weekend, and I got a 147 grain jacketed hollow point round, plated hollow point from Rainier that we're going to be shooting at that match. So if you're in a neighborhood, if you're shooting that match, I'll be on squad 14. I don't know what bay it's going to be, but come say hi. I know Steve's shooting Sunday all day. I'm shooting Saturday all day. So come check us out.
Gonna be a blast.
Yeah, and then we got our friend of the show since the beginning, Brett Russo, has always been a supporter of the show, and UM Tactical and all those great folks, which we're going to get into the giveaway here shortly.
Great.
I wanted to talk to you guys about the Q&A section in the bottom left-hand corner of the show. Bottom left-hand corner, click that. You can access live questions to any of us here on the panel. If you prefer to use the comment section below, today that's going to be monitored pretty well. So we have the YouTube comment section if you want to post questions below. Also on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. If you prefer to use Facebook, there'll be a post going live in about 1 minute where you can post the comments, questions there. All right, so let's kick this one off. Muneki, for those who are unfamiliar with you, tell us a little bit more about yourself as a shooter coming up in the ranks.
All right. So I'm from Japan, and I've been here in Arizona for about 4 years, and I've been shooting for maybe since 2003, so 12 years now. But of course, in Japan, we can't have a real gun, so I was shooting with airsoft for the first time for past 6 years or 7 years, and I started shooting with real gun 4 years ago. So that's my shooting career. And yeah, I'm shooting almost every week in here, Arizona. So, and also I'm shooting USPSA and Steel Challenge. And actually, this year I'm gonna go to try to shoot Bianchi. But I like all kinds of shooting.
Yeah. So you obviously started with airsoft, and I know we had we had a few conversations about airsoft because I think the guys that I've seen come out from airsoft and come and play real steel challenge. You know what I mean? With not real, but with an actual firearm, because they don't shoot real, they shoot airsoft guns, obviously. But I've seen them come over, and they come over and either dominate, win, or close to winning. There's someone to reckon with. So it seems like a lot of people kind of don't believe in training with airsoft, and because you don't have a live recoil of an actual firearm, or the trigger pull's not the same, or whatever their reasoning is. But I've seen I believe it's Hiroshima come over and have like the fastest draw and be in the top 5 of the world, and the airsoft thing kind of really piques my interest. So what is your take on that, as far as not having the recoil, and can you get the trigger pull the same in an airsoft gun as you can your actual 2011 gun?
Yes, you can. Then, well, I think there's four elements of shooting basically: how to grip the gun, how to aim the target, then how to pull the trigger. Then also the last thing is the recoil control, right? And with airsoft, you can run 3 things: how to grab the gun, how to aim the target, and how to pull the trigger. And everything is pretty much same, like just like 22. Then, for me, when I was shooting with airsoft, I was always thinking about the real gun. So if this was a real gun, you got a recoil. So you needed to think about that. So if you can see the videos on YouTube, people shoot airsoft and they are aiming aiming the target with airsoft like this, they are grabbing the gun. It's like this distance, like so close. So because they don't need to worry about the recoil. But even with airsoft, when you shoot the airsoft, you need to think about the recoil. So you gotta, grab the gun like this, just like a real shooters. Then basically you're okay. Because of course, for the first time, you're gonna be surprised about the recoil. But for me, maybe I should say the real gun for the first time when I was 17 or 18. Then it was USB-C. It was USB-C actually. And I think the gun was a Glock 34. And I should have been. Then I was surprised about the recoil. But after that, I was like, okay, this is recoil. Then I could control the gun. Then everything else was the same. Aim the target, grab the gun, push the trigger. Everything was the same. So I think that's the proof. You can run most of the things from the airsoft.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of, what are you thinking on this, Steve? The only thing is you won't have the recoil, but everything else is there. Transitions, draw.
Yeah.
You pull in the trigger. You can bring those, if you have a higher end one, a lot of them have adjustable triggers, or you can have someone build you that airsoft gun to almost mimic your, a real life trigger, if you would say, on a 1911 pistol. So I don't see where there's a problem.
Definitely. That I've always kind of been a little bit of an advocate for that, and I played around with some airsoft training in the past. But I know something that through Facebook and through kind of linking up with some of the shooters that are from Japan on Facebook, you start to look around and you see videos getting posted, and that's a really serious thing in that country. Due to the fact, like Muneki said, you can't have real guns there, but the airsoft scene there is huge, and it's like Steel Challenge. It's so cool in the sense that they will take scaled down targets, to scale so that they can have them closer, but they're smaller, so you end up getting the exact same proportions that you would get if you were shooting a real match, and they tear it up, man. They can have 10 bays in like a small room and just have an actual match. So very cool stuff.
Everybody always talks about dry fire as the way, you got to dry fire. Well, when you dry fire, you can only pull the trigger one time. And the airsoft, I think, is kind of the same thing. They're doing the same thing. They're drawing. They're doing target acquisition, but they don't have only one trigger pull. They can, transition and pull the trigger and go to different targets. So I think it's better than dry fire, but I think it has the same benefits as dry fire is what I'm trying to say.
Definitely. And one more thing touching on that, there's a lot of people I think that don't realize that the airsoft guns that you buy in the USA at the box stores are pretty much junk. The stuff that the good guys are using is very accurate and precise. It's not the stuff that you pick up at, your
Walmart.
Sports Authority or whatever. Exactly.
Yeah, I think Steve is correct. There are so many airsoft in Walmart, like I don't know, like yeah, Walmart. I've seen them, but absolutely they are junk. They are not even close to airsoft because well, the 1911s and the Glock, they are pretty much same. Of course, the weight of the gun is different, much lighter, but trigger pull is pretty much same. Then, of course, like if you want, you can put dot side, and everything is same actually, just like 22.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, there seems to we had three gunners that are advocates of airsoft, which is Chris Anderson and Keith Garcia, who are top pro three gunners, use airsoft for their pistol, and I believe they have rifles. I don't know, I don't believe they have any shotgun like that, but I know they have rifles and pistols that they train with in airsoft, and these guys are, they're pros. These guys win major three-gun matches and they use airsoft, and it's almost an identical mimic of their actual 2011 pistol. Now, that kind of leads me into another question talking about airsoft. Was I've had conversations with guys that they can't in America they can't get a high quality. It's either hard to find, or when they do finally get one, it doesn't work properly. So I mean, how can someone get a 2011 customly made to their trigger the way they want it in airsoft in the U.S.?
Actually, that's a pretty good question. Because real
He froze up on me. Yeah, he's. I know his screen's black. Let me see. His screen's not popping up when he actually talks. So let me see if we can get him to back out and come back in, and we'll hit the giveaway in the meantime here. Let me send him a message. Exit.
You gotta announce the winners of the Vortex too.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me pull it up. For those of you guys watching, if you guys entered episode 82's giveaway, we were giving away 2 Vortex Spitfire, one Prism dots. We had Snag Mag, and I'm not sure, there was one other item. I think it was Tactical Life Sure Grips from TacticalLife.net. But the winners are Carol. What's the last name here? I know one of them is Alan Martinez is the winner, and the other one is Carol Burgess. Burgess. Carol Burgess and Alan Martinez are the winners of last week, episode 82, Vortex Spitfire Optics. And let's see if we can. This giveaway, episode 83 giveaway, is going to be 2 Tactical Trigger Guard holsters. We have TacticalLife.net is throwing in their Sure Grips, which is awesome. And we got 100 rounds of 9mm. It could be 115, 124, 147 grain. My recommendation is to get 147 grain. I just like them in polymer guns. And that's what I shoot. So 100 rounds of Fort Mill munitions. And that's, like I said earlier, that's teamfmm.com. So if you guys aren't lucky enough to win it. Muneki, are you back with us? He's not. All right. I think he's in and out, isn't he?
Possibly. If you can hear right now, Muneki, you might want to back out, close the window, and start over. Come back to the show.
Yeah. All right. So the giveaway here was 2 tactical trigger guard holsters. That's for like any Micro 9 or Glock 19, Glock 17, whatever your carry gun is, they probably have it. Sure grips from tacticallife.net, and we have 100 rounds of 4mm munitions, 9mm going out. To enter the giveaway, in the comments section below, you're going to see a link for the giveaway. You can just go there, or on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page, you're going to see a link also to enter the giveaway. It's going to last 1 week from now, so we'll announce the winners on episode 84 of the Shooter's Mindset, and there'll be 2 winners. There he is. We got him to leave. He's coming. All right, so we'll get this going. 2 winners next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This giveaway is going to end, so you guys have plenty of time to get yourself entered. If you like Muneki's Facebook page and everybody who contributed to the show's Facebook page, if you haven't liked it already, you get bonus entries into the giveaway. So make sure you utilize your bonus entries really well. I know Jennifer is up to like 2,500 likes on Facebook now. Over that. So because she's a girl, she's getting a ton of likes really fast. You started that page, 4 months ago or something like that?
It was like November, end of November, I think.
Okay, yeah, so maybe 5 months ago, whatever that is. So that's a lot of likes already, man. So, but you got a lot of good stuff going on over there. And you're posting a lot of shooting tips and shooting videos and stuff like that, so go check it out. It's also part of the links in the giveaways today. Dustin couldn't make it today, but I'm sure he'll be back next week. And that's it. Let's see if we can get Muneki back in here. And remember, the Q&A section is live on Facebook and the Q&A section today. Let's see if we have any. Oh, we do got a couple here. We got a bunch coming in.
I have a few on Facebook.
Yeah, let me see if we can get Muneki back. Click link. Come back in.
Why don't you go over the discounts?
I can do discount corner early today if you guys are curious of some discounts here. Let's see what do I have. I got discount corner. Usually a segment of the show that we hit a little bit later, but we're working on getting Muneki back in. Tacticallife.net. If you use TSM10, it gets you 10% off T-shirts, sure grips, and stickers. So visit tacticallife.net. Use TSM10 in the checkout promo discount code section, and that'll save you 10% off. We have Fort Mill Munitions. That's teamfmm.com. TSM5. Capital TSM5 gets you 5% off any ammunition purchases. What do we have? Dewey Rods. If you go to deweyrods.com, if you need a solid cleaning devices to clean all your firearms, that's Cruise Rod 10. Cruise Rod 10 gets you 10% off deweyrods.com. Let's see. We got Standard Deviation Arms. TSM5. If you Dawson Precision base pads, AP custom stuff. They also got their own bullets over there, so if you want, get a discount on it a year. TSM5. Also, Terran Tactical Innovations. TerranTacticalInnovations.com. I recommend you giving them a call. Give them a call at the shop. If you can't find their number, shoot me a PM or an email. I'll get you their number to the shop. And anything at TTI, if you mention the Shooter's Mindset, you get 10% off that. So, good discount stuff, and every little discount helps over at Terran Tactical Innovations. So, because,
That's awesome. Discounts are beautiful.
Yeah, let me see if I can hear you, but I can't see you. All right. I think that was earlier, though, so now he's definitely not in here. Let me bear with us, guys, as we get him back in. Let me see if I can resend him the join.
Jennifer, anything coming up for you? What's your next big match to shoot?
Well, April's been a mess with spring break and everything, but my next big one is Freedom Munitions, first weekend of June.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good match.
They always run a good show.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Who's back?
Can you hear me?
Yay,
Yes.
we can hear you and see you.
Okay, finally. Sorry about that.
Yeah, some connection issues. I have them myself, and I kind of host the show, and I have like the worst connection anyway. So
Oh,
it's not a big deal. But we were in the middle of a conversation, and then you lagged out on us. But I think we were talking about um, getting a quality airsoft pistol mimicked like a Glock or a 2011 or a competition gun into the U.S.
hmm
that that's highly functional. Any ideas on how people can do that?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good question because these days, so the airsoft they look like a real gun, right?
Yeah.
So even you wanted to buy airsoft through the website or online, sometimes you can get it because they think airsoft is like a real gun. So actually, I had an issue 2 years ago at the airport. I had an airsoft. Then it was just a gift for my friend who lives here. Then at the customs, they opened my luggage. Then they asked me about the airsoft. Then basically they just took it out. I couldn't bring it in to this country. I think that's the problem these days. So if you want to buy the high, really high, you can't buy it these days. I don't know what's going on, honestly, but if you're lucky, you can buy it.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's some websites that Schwell turned me onto earlier. You have pretty much have to buy them from overseas. You probably have to buy them from Japan, and
Or Hong
hopefully,
Kong. Yeah.
yeah, Hong Kong, and then hopefully, I don't know the customs deal with that, but usually they can get into the U.S. if they're from a reputable um, a
It
company.
should be.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
toy.
yeah, it's a toy. Yeah, it's a toy gun, and then the only problem that I had was the Glock pistol was always kind of hard to come by because anything that comes over that looks almost identical to a Glock, even if it's airsoft, I guess it's
Mhm.
not approved by Glock to sell an airsoft pistol.
I think so. I think yeah, I think you're right. That's why you can get it these days. It's getting strict. That's
Yeah.
why.
So it's pretty tough, but there are out there, like I said, Keith Garcia, Chris Anderson, they have them. So there's either they know somebody overseas who's doing them and doing that, but it's definitely a viable tool to look into for those who are
Mhm.
interested in improving some dry fire game or going out in the backyard if you're able to do that without the neighbors calling the cops on you. You know what I mean? And practicing. So we're gonna hit some live questions here. Question here we got from Schwell11. Schwell's in the house. How
Hey,
much do I
Phil.
how much do I have to pay Jen to shout me out on her Facebook page?
I've already shouted you out on my Facebook page earlier.
I can use a boost, he said.
I'll shout you out tomorrow morning, Schwell, when it's peak time for everybody.
Yeah, her PayPal, we will email you her PayPal account,
That's right.
and then I think it's like $100, or it might have gone up since she's over 2,500 subs now. I mean, likes on Facebook. Glock, Schwell11 here. Glock will not license airsoft, so that's part of the one of the many problems with getting a quality airsoft gun in the States,
Mhm.
I've seen. And you can pay. I mean, I think I was looking at a Glock at one point, and they were like 250, like $300, like in that range. So you can find them, but you can
It's
almost buy a real
right.
gun for almost close to that price. You can almost buy a real Glock for that.
Yeah.
You can find a Glock, used maybe for like 400 or
Maybe
something
for
like
500.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 400, 500. So that's another many problems with the
Yeah.
airsoft.
Actually, they're not that cheap. At least you have to pay $200, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, like $200 a key. Let me see. We got a couple Q&A stuff that I'm gonna hit from weapons education here. While you wait for the guests, what are you guys doing to prepare for Area 6? So this is kind of a general question, and we'll throw this out to to all of us here. What are we doing to prepare for Area 6? I don't think Muneki's going to be there, but obviously he shoots USPSA and he shoots the area matches over on the West Coast, I'm sure. So what do you do, Muneki, to prepare for an area match or a big steel match? What do you do to prepare for the major matches? Is there anything you up in your training?
Uh, That's pretty good question. Of course, I practice a lot before a major match, but what I do for especially, well, always I want to hit the target. So especially before the big match, I always shoot like a long distance target, and yeah, pretty much that's it. I prefer to shoot long distance before the major match.
So you like to shoot long distance. That's an interesting. It's the first time I heard that. That's pretty interesting. I guess that can also help with your confidence. You know what I mean? You can hit long distance. You're feeling confident in the long game. You know,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
you can shoot 10, 15 yards if you can hit something 50 yards out. You
Yeah,
know.
close target is always easy to shoot, so I always want to practice on long distance.
Yeah, and you got to think Muneki and these guys are in Arizona, which is like the mecca of shooting. I think I talked to Brett and Nils and these guys, and they said you can probably shoot every day of the week over there. You
I
know,
think so. Some,
some type of form of shooting.
every day something going on here. Like Monday, I think there is a gun shop. It's called Caswell. They have like a IDPA style shooting competition every Monday. Then Tuesday, it's famous match at Tuesday Night Steel at Rio Salado. Then yeah, the Wednesday I have no idea, but Thursday we have Thursday night match at the Phoenix Road and Gun Club. Then yeah, so they write almost every day something going on here. So you can shoot the competition every day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Steve, what are you doing to up your Area 6 preparation stuff? I know you were at the range earlier today, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get out and shoot more as much as possible. Trying to increase the frequency of the dry fire practice, like Jennifer alluded to earlier. Something I get pretty lazy about that kind of thing, and it really doesn't take too much effort to pull out your gear and your rig and just shoot at paper targets on the wall. You're not using ammo, but it still keeps you a little bit sharp. Obviously, trying to get out to the range more. I went today and did a little bit of practice and starting to travel a little bit. That's a big thing too. It's easy to make excuses. No match close by for this weekend, so I'm just going to take the weekend off, whatever. But if you really want to shoot, man, there's matches around, especially in a place like Florida. So I went up to Sunday. I ended up not sticking around for the whole thing because it was Easter, but point being, it was a 2.5 hour drive for a local match, but I got some trigger time in, so.
Yeah, that's 2.5 hours a little bit rough for me on a local match. I don't know. I usually don't go that deep, even though I have before. I usually carpool if I go that deep. I usually just up the live fire thing. I can definitely definitely improve my routine as far as a major match goes, or just in general. I usually tend to go to the indoor range and at least put 200, 300 rounds down range if I have it. If I have that ammo to just throw down range at that point. That's usually what I do. And like these, I know. Well, Steel Challenge. The cool thing about that is that it's the same stages every time. It don't change up. So if you're convenient, if you have the range where you can set the actual stages up, Smoke and Hope, there's a bunch of them, 5 to go. You can practice the actual stages every time. So with an actual USPSA or an IDPA match in this particular sense, you get these before, like a week before the match. So you can kind of study these. I'm gonna do a video on this on how I use these, because I don't study these like a Bible, because they're always changing them the day of the match, so they're always different. So I learned that kind of the hard way and not studying them. But what I do look for is the tough shots, support hand only stages. I don't know, the tight shots, the tough targets, how many swingers are on each stage. That's what I kind of look for when I see those. So, Jennifer, anything particular you do before a major match?
It depends on what it is. I do 3-gun and USPSA, so it just depends on what's been going on and what's weak. The last half of last year I worked on rifle and shotgun, and my pistol got kind of neglected, and it started to show. So, right now I'm working on speed, just trying to build more speed, because I've always been a little slower. I get good hits, but I'm not as fast as I could be, and so that's just something I've been working on, is speed drills and a lot of dry firing, drawing, reloads, trying to speed all that up. So that's really my focus right now in my training, is trying to speed up.
And you say your weaker side is the pistol, right?
Right now it is, just because I worked on rifle and shotgun. So, a year ago I had never shot a rifle or a shotgun. So I had a huge learning curve last year with those two guns. So every time I went, I wanted to practice those. So I kind of neglected pistol, but kind of picking it back up and focusing on it again.
Yeah, and shooting those USPSA matches are definitely going to help,
Mm-hmm.
So good to see that. Let's see, got some Q&A. I think we got a couple on Facebook we're going to hit after this one. I think this is from Weapons Education. He says, I think recoil is overrated. He says, my wife is 110 pounds and shoots a 10 millimeter with no issues. She trains with high calibers. She trains with the big calibers from day one. So that kind of goes back to our airsoft conversation, that people don't think. I think airsoft is a viable training substitute because there's no actual live recoil of the firearm. But if you see like these fancy 2011s, like Muneki has a bunch of them, there's not much recoil to those guns at all if you really see them shoot. They're really flat shooting with the compensators and the way they're custom built. You can see some guys even shooting a Glock. We had Frank Proctor on. If you ever seen that dude shoot, his M&P does not move. It's just slide coming back and forth. That's it. So I don't know. Well, we can talk. We can beat this horse to death talking about recoil all day. So we're going to kind of move on from the recoil topic here in a second. Because any Facebook stuff you want to hit, Jennifer?
Yeah, we got a good question from Joshua Das. He said, he put a greeting in Japanese, I believe. I'm not going to try and say it. I'll destroy it. But then he said, my question to you is, how do you create calm in your head during a match, especially when it's not going well? So when you're having a bad match, what do you do to kind of calm down?
That's a good question. It's when I had a bad match, I don't know. It's depression there, right? So, but I'm always thinking about the next thing. So, next stage, after that, next day, after that, okay, next match, always next one. Forget about the old stage and the past. That's a good thing to to do that. I think always next one.
Yeah. So we kind of
leave it behind. Don't harp on it, huh?
Don't think about it.
Yeah, if he had a bad stage, he doesn't bring that bad stage with him on the next stage. You see that a lot of times. A lot of shooters will tell you, well, on stage one, I hit a no-shoot, and you know what, I botched my reload at position to position. You always hear that when you ask a shooter, how is he shooting a match? They're kind of carrying the bad stuff that happened from some of the past stages. So I think the key here is to forget about it and there's another stage. Just do awesome on all the next stages. I think that's kind of the best advice I've heard when it comes to that stuff. Steve, I know you got one of your own questions. You want to chime in here?
Yeah, definitely. Muneki, I was curious to know, me and Anthony talked about this a little bit recently, but having dedicated pistols for dedicated sports, meaning do you have a certain gun that you shoot just for steel, and then do you have a separate pistol that you use for USPSA, so on and so forth, or do you try to kind of use the same gun in cross sports?
I have my steel gun and open gun, which is for USPSA. So I think if you have have money to buy the 2 guns or 3 guns, you should do it. Like for steel challenge, you wanna lightweight guns. It's called a steel gun, right? So that's for steel challenge and the steel match. Then I also wanna have a open gun, which is for IPSC and the USPSA. It's more usually heavier because USPSA, if you wanna shoot open, you're shooting major, so more recoil. So if you wanna use a lightweight gun, it's gonna be more snappier. So you wanna use kind of more heavy. Yeah, if you can do it, you should have 2 guns, especially if you're open shooter. But if you're shooting production, maybe you don't need to do that. You can use the same gun or USPSA and still challenge.
So basically, if you're going to shoot steel, they really don't check power factor anyway. You can kind of tone it down pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can shoot like a minor ammo, like a 110 or 100 power factor ammo if you want. Yeah.
That's why I sucked at the nationals this year.
Yeah. Yeah, but that makes a lot of sense. Actually, I didn't know that. So your steel challenge gun is actually lighter, and obviously, because you're doing a lot of swinging of the firearm. There's some transitions involved there, and you can obviously the gun will be built different. So you might have a 9mm minor gun for steel, and then your open gun might be, I don't know, a 38 Super Comp or something like that. So the gun is also tuned different. It's kind of built for that round coming out of it. So there's your, if you can afford it. Like I shoot the same Glock for everything, the same, but I'm a production shooter, and if I was to go to limited, I can still get a Glock for limited and almost have it exactly the same way. I'll just go to 40, and that sense. So IDPA, USPSA, and Steel Challenge, when I've shot it in the past, I've always just shot a Glock, but I also shot in a totally different division. I didn't shoot open. I shot, what do they call? It's called production and steel, right? They just call it production Steel Challenge. So, all right. Let's see. Let's move forward here. You got any more live questions you want to hit on Facebook? If not, I have a couple here that we can go.
Let's see. We have another one. This is for everybody. He wants to know, what holsters are all of you using right now for your carry guns and for your competition guns?
Oh.
I guess I'll start this one off. Then we'll go to Steve. Then we'll go to Muneki. Then we'll go to Jennifer. But
Right.
I use Blade Tech holsters for everything. Okay, so I don't know if open shooter they might choose something different because open's kind of a different game when it comes to holsters in a sense. But for production, limited, IDPA, and for steel with with the gun and division I'm shooting in, I can use Blade Tech gear for all that stuff, and it's the same holster. It'll be classic outside the waistband, team pouches. That's what I use. For my carry gun, it's the same thing. It's a Blade Tech appendix carry holster I use for a Glock 42. Steve, what do you got?
I use Blade Tech as well for my competition guns, and I actually carry an LCP now because I'm lazy and I don't want to carry a gun that's any heavier than that. So I just basically got a belt clip for the gun itself. It attaches right through the rear pin in the back of the gun, and I can slide that right inside the waistband. It's so small, so lightweight, clips right onto the pants or whatever, and I don't really need a holster. So Blade Tech all day though.
Muneki, what are you using? You're using CR Speed. What do you got?
Oh, the competition. Actually, my holster is made in Japan. My friend made it for me, but it's pretty much same as a double alpha holster, and it looks like a ghost. Then for the carry gun, actually same as everybody. I use a Blade Tech, or actually I have a little tactical bag. It's called the Tacret. Then you can carry actually full size gun in the bag. Probably I can show you guys.
How bad did you use this?
Then I can put the gun here, and you can put the gun like this.
Oh, nice.
So actually, you can have a full-size gun. So I can carry the little gun like Glock 26, but I don't want to put in my my belt because sometimes when you are driving the gun, it hurts a little bit. So, but I want to carry some gun, so I just put the full-size gun. This is actually fold, which is my production gun. I just put this gun in the back. Then I just carry it all the time. Then if something happens, you can grab the gun like this, and you can draw the gun. So that's my also to carry back.
That's a sweet little setup there.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's another holster set out there I'm looking at. You guys should check them out. I find it really cool. It looks like a dang cell phone case, and they're called Sneaky Pete. Those are pretty cool, and they just goes right on your belt. Nobody has any idea. So that's something I'm looking at right now, maybe to throw the LCP in as well.
Yeah, Jennifer, what holsters are you using?
For competition, I use a CompTac That was the first one I ever got, and it has done me well. So when I changed over to Glock, I ordered one just like the one that I had because I was used to it. I like it a lot. Got good retention, but easy to draw. And it's adjustable too. The retention's adjustable. And then for concealment, I have a lot of different ones, and I don't remember who made them all, but like I have a belly band that I wear sometimes. It depends on what I'm wearing. I have a little tougher time than you guys concealing. I literally can't conceal on my waist because you see it. Just the clothes that I wear, you see it. And a lot of times I'm in a dress. So I do have a flashbang. No, I have not shot myself in the head.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of criticism out there with that, but again, that's just like anything. You just,
Keep your finger off the trigger
mindful.
guard.
Yeah, keep your finger out of the trigger guard. I mean, the trigger guard's completely covered with it, so.
Yeah. There you go. I think the Joshua Dawson asked that question. Good question, Josh.
Yeah.
Let me see. Schwell got a question here. I didn't even read it, but we're gonna go with it. I'm a fan of shooting sports. I'm also a huge fan of photography. Do you have a preference? Does one give you more satisfaction over the other? So you are a writer and you are a photographer on top of that. So pretty much Schwell is asking, does one give you more satisfy you more than the other?
You know what? Both are pretty hard to do that. So photography and writing an article, both they'll take time. But well, all depends on what kind of article. Like when I take a picture of a shooting competition, actually it's easier to take a picture because it's usually outside. You can do anything. If it's kind of raining, it's cloudy, you can't change your writing or anything. You just need to take a picture of that. So what you do is just take a picture of that. But for the gun, if you need to do the article about the guns, it's a different story because you have to change your writing, and maybe if the gun is like bigger than usual, like 16 inches rubber or 8 inches rubber, so you have to change the way to take a picture. So it takes some time, but all depends on what kind of article. About shooting competition, writing an article is usually takes more time for me, but about the guns, usually taking a picture takes more time for me. All depends on what you do.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, there's a lot of, the photography is pretty complicated in my opinion. Editing it, then taking 1,000 shots and then using like 2 of them. So it's kind of like getting that perfect shot. So interesting. If people wanted to see your work and your photography and your writing, where can they find that? He froze up again on me. Yeah. I know he. Let me see if we can get him back in here. But some connection issues going on. Not the first, won't be the last. But I know he writes for a Japanese magazine. And also,
back.
yeah, there he is back. Hey, Muneki, where can they find your work, your photography, and your writing? Where can they find that?
Oh, actually, I'm doing the article in Japanese, and it's for Japanese, publishers. It's all in Japanese. If you have a chance to go to Japan, you can get them at a bookstore. But well, yeah, there's no way to get the actual paper through the website or online something. So unfortunately,
Is there a website they can go to see some of your work or anything like that?
yeah, you can see some work, but it's all in Japanese. So if you can read Japanese, or if you don't mind about the Japanese, you can see them a little bit through the online, through the website. I mean.
Yeah, so there you go. I don't know too many. I don't have too many friends that can read Japanese, so that'll be tough. It's always it's not even close to Spanish. It's a totally different. I can look at Spanish stuff, and I can pretty much read it, but that's a whole nother ball game. It's pretty difficult. You got to learn it.
You can see pictures, pretty much that's it. You can't, read the description or article. That's a bad point, but
yeah. There you go. Let me see. We had a couple live ones here. Let me just hit some off of mine. Both Raymond and John McLean says not to lend you our firearms. as you're known to break them. What is the story behind you breaking everybody else's guns?
Okay, this is they're just joking, you know. This is about bad luck. So it was 2 years ago. Um, it was 2 years ago. Then it was right before nationals. So I was cleaning my gun after practice. Then I realized my slide got a crack, but it was 3 days before nationals, so I didn't have a time to fix my gun. So I had to shoot the match with the gun which has a crack. So every stage, you know, I was checking my gun. Okay, crack is getting big and big. So that much was horrible for me. Then after that, I fixed my gun. Then probably 5 months later, I got a crack again on my slide.
Wow.
I think it was just bad luck. Then always right before the big match, I broke something like the cap of the aftek or always something. So everybody was, you know, making fun of me about it. Then one day, I think it was racing like 2 months ago. I touched my friend's slide. Then I told him, "Hey, it's gonna be a crack because I touched your slide." Then a week later, he sent me a message. "Hey, I got a crack. It's all your fault."
Oh man.
Nice.
So they are just joking about it. It's just bad luck or something. That's cool.
That's hilarious.
So he's cracking slides with his bare hands, man. No matter what gun it is, he touches it, the slide cracks or something breaks in it. So that's the go around story. Let's see. Also, Raymond was talking about that he witnessed you do 5 to go steel challenge stage in 1.85 seconds.
Okay. Actually, I believe it was 1.95, not 85.
So 5 to go in 1.95. Were you able to replicate that again?
I think I can do it at practice, but for the match, I don't want to say no way, but it's very tough to do that in the match because the match is, as you know, is totally different. You know, everybody's watching you. I wish I can do that, but I don't think so. Maybe I'm not gonna even try to do like a break 2 seconds in the match.
Yeah. So 5 to go. If you guys aren't familiar with that stage, take a look at 5 to go. He did it in, he said 1.98, or I got it. 9.5. So 1.95 seconds, 5 to go. Take a look at that stage and let me know if you guys think you can come close to that or beat it. Also, we have it's kind of went viral over the social media, Facebook and etc. of you doing a mag change and catching the magazine in midair. Is that something you practiced, or how that all come about? What's the story behind that?
Okay, I think I did that almost 8 years ago when I was 18. So the reason what I did was I saw the video of JJ Rakazen. He did in the video. I don't know what was that, but anyway, I saw that video on the internet. Then I was so surprised. Okay, in the United States, everybody does that, so I have to do it. I have to do it. So I decided to practice. Then probably I did practice for 3 months or 4 months to catch the magazine. Then finally I did it. Of course, it was with airsoft, but airsoft, actually the magazine is more heavier than real gun, so it goes faster than real gun. So when I got here for the first time in Arizona, of course I tried to do that. And actually, it was not that difficult because the magazine was lighter, so kind of magazine that, you know, come out kind of slower than airsoft. So that's why I did it, that one. But of course, that means nothing, just for the, you know, performance or something. You know, it just show off your speed or something. I
Yeah,
never do that in the match. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do it and I was unsuccessful. With a Glock pistol, I was not. I was gonna post a video and be like, I can do that too, and it, you know, like I said, he practiced for like 3 months. I didn't. I must have practiced for like 5 minutes, and I just got frustrated and say, screw it.
Yeah,
That-
it's all about practice, and it's all about timing of the magazine. When you push the button of the mag catch, that's it. It's all about
yeah,
timing. If you
yeah.
have a
There
time
you go.
to practice, you can do it. Yeah.
There you have Steve. You have a question you want to hit? Go for it.
Yeah, I got a question in from Seth, and he was wanting to know Muneki's opinion on slide-mounted red dots or the frame-mounted version. Which do you prefer and why?
Frame mounted. I prefer frame mounted. Yes, because if you're gonna put the dot sight on the slide, slider is actually moving all the time. So those sides need more durability. But I think a lot of dot side has an issue when you're shooting. Dot goes out, or when you want to shoot the gun, dot battery is dead. So if you can put the gun and the dot side on the frame, then at least the dot side doesn't move when you're shooting. So dot maybe you don't the dot do not need that kind of durability. You can just put it and you can shoot it. So also the dot side doesn't move when you're shooting, so you can track the dot easier than the slide mount.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and you, I want to add to that one there because I've seen you with like Seymour style sights on your pistols. Then I've seen you with like micro like red dots like an RMR on something. Do you find one better than the other, or is it just particularly different type of shooting you use one or the other? What's the deal with? Do you think they hold up really well on open guns, those RMR dots or RMR style dots?
You're talking about the little dot side, right? Like it's RTS2.
Yeah, like the micro dots.
Okay. Well, I had so many issues about dot side. I tried the regular Seymour, which is the plastic one, but here Arizona, it's very hot in the summertime. So when you shoot it, almost every day, the zero moved a little bit. Go up, go down, go left or right. I don't know where, but every time when I check the zero, zero is not zero. Always I'm shooting somewhere. So I was sick and tired about it. Then I tried the new RTS2 and the new actual old one RTS1 too. Then they are basically the body is aluminum, so they keep zero pretty well. I checked the zero almost at the dot, but the thing was when I was shooting
Yeah, he's breaking up on us again. Yeah. I think
And we're frozen.
yeah, he's breaking up on us again. Some more little laggy connection. He's in and out now though. So you broke up a little bit there, but I think we got the gist. We kind of missed. So you're saying the RTS2 from Seymour is one of the top microdots you had your hands to play with, right?
yes.
Because a lot of the prior ones would lose zero constantly. So there you go. That there's your major difference between that. Schwell wants to know, what do you enjoy more? Is it competing or photography?
No, that's a good question. Both. I'm gonna say both, but competing.
Yeah, competing is definitely more of a passion there for him. All right. We got anything live you want to hit, Jennifer, Steve? Anything you want to go for?
Nothing else on here
Yeah.
right now.
I wanted to hit quickly here the Japanese or Japan gun laws. Like you said, you can't own a firearm as, I would say, a citizen there, even though it's probably not called that. Who can own a gun there? Like, how can you even own one? Is there a long process? Do the cops own firearms? How's the whole gun laws thing over there?
Okay. I think Japan has the most strict gun control in the world. Um, there's no way to own the pistols, especially like 9011s, Glock, STI, or Sting, Beretta, whatever it is. You can't own the pistols at all. But if you really want, you can buy shotgun and rifles for hunting or like shooting. you can, but it's long process, and you have to do a lot of paperwork to do that.
So do the law enforcement officers, do the police carry firearms there? Is that?
They carry the firearms, of course, but it's not like here. So let's say if you're a policeman, then you'd like to carry like a Glock 17 or something, but you can't because there's no choice. If they give you the gun, if it was like a 6 rounds revolver, you have to carry that. You can't choose the guns like here.
Okay, so yeah, they're forced to shoot whatever they're handed, pretty much. So there you go. I mean, that's, like you said, the most. I mean, over there, you kind of hear in the media every once in a while that there's like a mass stabbing over there, because I guess, everybody can carry a blade, I guess over there in a sense. So we can go into the politics and gun laws, all day here, but people are going to use what they got. So if someone wants to harm somebody, if they can get a knife, if they can get a bat, if they can get something, if they're determined enough, they will harm somebody with it. So there you go. There's some insight on that stuff. Steve, you had something you want to hit?
Yeah, I know that one of the first or second times I got to meet Muneki, we talked a little bit about martial arts. Tell me a little bit about how you feel with physical training, athletic training, and martial arts, things of that nature, to kind of benefit the shooter. I mean, where do you stand on that?
Oh, the benefit.
You still with us there? Yeah, we're hearing you.
Oh, okay.
So what's the benefits of mixed martial arts when it comes to the shooter? Is there a benefit physically?
Yeah, physically, I think so. Yeah. But I'm not familiar about it, but I think so. Yeah.
So you're not big into martial arts yourself? You haven't studied any of that?
No, not really. So I'm not familiar about it, but I think so. But I can't say anything about it because I'm not that familiar about it. So.
Yeah.
Even like weightlifting or any of that, do you think any of that kind of stuff
I
would
think,
benefit shooters?
yeah, I'm sure it helps a lot. But like a lot of the kids, they are skinny, but they can shoot faster than most of guys, and there are so many good female shooters. Then they are kind of skinny, but then they are weak, but they can shoot guns. So I don't know. I have the same question, but I don't have a right answer for that.
Yeah, it's always been, you can, I don't know. I'm sure in like a 3-gun competition it'll help you.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
doing a lot of running around.
Yeah.
If you're standing there and shooting steel targets in a box, I don't think physical fitness, I don't
Well,
see too much of a help.
it helps, but you have to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just started lifting because of 3-gun. I think it does make a huge difference in 3-gun. Some of those stages are 2 minutes long, and you're hauling a 8-9 pound rifle and shotgun and having to hold it up and keep it steady. Like, I'm not as strong as y'all naturally, so I think it does make a difference for that. But I agree with you. I think at the USPSA it's not as big of a deal even, because even those, the stages are shorter.
Yeah, I think you're right. So if you're shooting 3-gun, probably you need to do that. But the whole steel trench, USPSA, maybe it's not necessary, but it helps you a lot.
Yeah,
so on the flip side of that, though, mentally, do you have a mental exercise that you do to prepare for big matches, or just in general? Is there anything that you do to work your brain?
Yeah, I read some books about about mental game. So I'm always trying to have I always try to be positive about myself. Even I had a bad stage or bad shooting. Like I said before, I always try to forget about it, and I try to be positive about everything.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I agree with that. I think we all read a number of books where positive thinking does a lot. And I've been told this number, this percentage always goes around speaking with shooters. I think it's like 80% mental, 20% fundamentals when it comes to at least the shooting game. So think about that a little bit. If you can crash mentally, no matter how good your fundamentals are, you're not going to be finishing the way you want to finish. So there's something to think about there. What do we have here? It's a little bit back to Steel Challenge. What do you think is the most important part of it? Is it transition speed or is it draw speed? What do you think makes and breaks a top Steel Challenge shooter? What's the most important skill?
I think for the top level, most important skill is a draw. First thing is draw, because USPSA, like even it's like a nationals, how many times do you draw the gun? Probably, if it's a 28 stages, maybe 28 times, or sometimes you have to, start from guns on the table. Probably even not even that, maybe 25 times. But so draw is not big factor. But for Steel Challenge, every stage you have to draw the gun 5 times. So that's a huge factor for this game. So first, if you wanna shoot a Steel Challenge, then if you wanna be top level, you need to work on your draw, and the consistency is more important. So like let's say I can draw the gun 80 seconds, but sometimes 90, sometimes even like 120. So it doesn't help you a lot. What you need is 1 second draw, but you can do it consistently. Like 10 times below, I can draw the gun 1 second. That helps you a lot. That's what you need if you're gonna be, top level of Steel Challenge.
So a consistent draw, as simple as it sounds, it's consistently getting your draw a second or less. And you remember you're starting with your wrist above your shoulder, so this isn't from the side where you can have your gun a couple inches above your hand, a couple inches above your gun. You're starting from all the way up here, so you got to come down. So there's that time involved there. So very interesting. I would figure we were talking earlier in the pre-chat about, I think, what makes the difference when you look at top shooters and guys in the mid-level or below that. The trigger control and confidence in your shot, the break of your shot, and their eyes. If their eyes are already over here. They pull the trigger, but their eyes have already transitioned to the next steel target. I think that takes, in my opinion, a lot of training, because you see, if you watch a Steel Challenge match, you'll see people wait to either hear the ding of the steel or see the steel move, and between that time, you could have saved a few tenths if you would have just been good enough where your eyes were already over there, and you just bring your gun over to that target, but your eyes are already there. Instead of moving the gun target to target, you're moving your eyes target to target. I think that makes you'll see, it's hard to see when you're watching, but if you wonder how these guys can do it so fast, I mean, that's how good they are. They just do that, and they're able to do it with minimal, with a lot of practice to lead up to that.
So how fast is your consistent draw?
Probably all depends on the size of the target and distance, but I'd like to say like 1 second. Always my draw is like around the seconds, like sometimes 90 something, sometimes 105, then 110. But my draw is always around there.
Yeah, so that's fair to say like an average 1 second draw.
On that stage that was 1.95, his draw was 1 second, and then he made the rest of the shots in 0.95.
Yep.
Well, that's next stage. My draws, it's gonna be like a 70 or 80s.
So yeah, he's nailing the draw on top of that. So yeah, everything, if you're gonna pull off under 2 seconds in a Steel Challenge stage, if it's not Smoke and Hope, I think you gotta be on it, man. Like everything went right. Like your draw, your time to first shot, bing, and then everything just was flowing from there. But I mean, Smoke and Hope, I know that Smoke and Hope's obviously the funnest stage for me, because it's it's just really fast. It's bing, 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 and then there's that one target. That's why they call it Hope. You gotta kind of learn how to tone it down a slight notch. and hit that steel. I mean, I think under 3 for me in Smoking Hope's pretty solid, but I know for guys like Muneki and Max and KC, they're well under 2. They're well under 2 with Smoking Hope. It's pretty nuts to see.
Well, you're shooting production and you're going to Glock. Under 3 seconds is a pretty good time.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not saying I can do it really consistent, but I know I've gotten under 3. I know, Steve, you gotten under 3 with Smoking Hope with the CZ, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
That
just
was
doing
actually
it.
that was the one stage I actually shot pretty dang well at the Steel National. So
Yeah, it'll bring your confidence back. I can shoot Smoking Hope all day if I was able to set it up and if I had the range to set it up in. So interesting topics here. Let's go into the lightning round. Lightning round, Muneki, is just quick yes or no, one or the other type of answers. If you can only load on one press, is it going to be the Lee or the RCBS press?
I was thinking about that question, but I never used them before. My price is 1050, so I can't answer that because I don't know about them.
Yeah, man, it must be nice to just get a 1050. You just automatically get the cream of the crop press and don't have to start off like me with the Lee presses and Steve Lee press. I know, Jennifer, I think you don't load, right? You're just shooting from your ammo company that supports you.
Yeah, I don't load yet.
You might if it gets really, really serious, I think there's going to be a point where you might have to at some point, at least rifle rounds or something like that. A lot of people do reload with 3-gun at least. So Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a street fight in their prime. Who do you have winning the fight?
I guess Chuck Norris.
No, Chuck Norris wins the fight versus Bruce Lee. Interesting. Piston. What's that? I didn't hear that. Kind of cut you off. What was your reasoning? You have a reasoning for Chuck Norris?
I just like him.
Oh, you dislike Bruce Lee? What? That's nuts. All right. Piston or DI rifles? Piston.
Yeah, maybe pistol, but I'm not familiar about rifles. So actually, I do not even have a rifle, so I do not have a strong opinion about it. But I like pistol because I had a couple chance to shoot them. That's why.
Okay, so that's your experience. Yeah. Zombies are outside your front apartment there. What gun are you picking up? Pistol, rifle, or shotgun? I'm assuming it's going to be a pistol.
Yeah, but for zombie, maybe shotgun is the best one. You don't think so? I take shotgun.
Well, there's things to consider. You're limited with the capacity, that you can put in a shotgun, especially if you're using a factory out the box shotgun. Mossberg 500. What do those things hold? Like 4 rounds in a tube, 1 in the pipe.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's say it all depends on the number of the zombies.
Everything has its pros and cons. If you had an X-rail on it, with I don't know how many rounds those things hold, 40 rounds or whatever they hold, then we can be talking. We can be talking some zombies at that point. Chevy or Ford? If you can only drive an American vehicle, is it going to be the Chevy or Ford?
Maybe Ford.
Ford, yeah, that's a popular. A lot of guys like the Ford, especially when it comes to
Toyota or Nissan.
Here you go, Japanese girl.
Is it Toyota or Nissan? Which one?
I like Toyota.
I'm gonna agree with that. I do like Toyota cars.
Fair
I think
enough.
they're reliable vehicles. They also have some trucks now that to look into. In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys? Where are you eating at if you can only eat one?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out Burger, yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. These people are from the West Coast. In-N-Out Burger's like in every corner.
Yeah, exactly.
So, 9mm or 45? If you can only carry one and shoot one, which one?
9mm, because I shoot the 9mm all the time. Then also it's cheaper. Then you can have more rounds in the gun. That's why.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't know. You have Chipotle and Moe's over there. Which one are you eating at? Burrito spots.
Chipotle actually.
All right, right on. Yeah, I just had that right before the show. Not even lying. That's the juice. That's the juice for the show. Chipotle burrito. That's going to do it for the lightning round, unless Steve, Jennifer, you have anything to add in there.
Nope.
I think I'm good. I'm trying to think of something that's a little far-fetched and off the wall, but nothing's coming to mind, unfortunately.
All right. That'll do the lightning round here. Any live viewer questions you got, Steve or Jen?
No, we're good, I think.
Yep, we
On
got
my end.
Yep, same here.
All right, everything's good. All right, let me see. I got one more here, and then we can kind of wrap it up here. If you got any Q&A, any questions you want to ask, be sure to hit the Q&A section, the comment section below the video, or the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. There'll be a post for you to post any live questions. What do we have here? I think we hit majority of the stuff. Okay, so we kind of hit this. But any future matches, events, or projects, anything you're working on, any matches you're planning on attending in the future here?
Okay, first, this weekend I'm going to Utah to shoot Bailey's Open. It's a steel match. They have a steel challenge stages and prom style stages, and also like a Tuesday night steel style stages. Then, yeah, so this weekend that match is coming up. Then after that, spring steel, which is like same thing. It's spring steel. It's here in Arizona at Rio Salado. I'm gonna shoot that. Then next month, I think I'm going to shoot Bianchi in Missouri, and June I'm gonna go to Utah again to shoot Steel Challenge. After that, I think it's gonna be USPSA Nationals.
So the one in Utah, is that the world steals they have going on there in Utah?
This weekend? No, it's not the wild stuff. It's kind of big match, but it's not like a wild or area match.
Yeah, I thought they moved the world championship steel over in Utah this year. It used to be down here in Florida at Universal, and I shot that a couple years ago. But I think now they moved it up to Utah for like the steel world championship or whatever they call it.
That'll be June. Yeah, that's that one is a wild speed shooting championship. So it's wild speed shooting championship. So that's Steel Challenge.
All right. There we go. We're going to go hit this giveaway here. I only hit it once in the beginning. So for those of you guys still hanging on or missed it, the giveaway for this show is 2 Tactical Trigger Guard holsters. So you select whatever carry gun you have. Hopefully they make it. They have a variety of them. That's going to be the appendix style holster in carbon fiber from Tactical. TacticalLife.net's throwing in their Sure Grips. And I wish I had my Glock close by, but I don't. But I am on my Glock 42. I have Sure Grips. A variety of firearms they make them for, and also 100 rounds of 9mm from Fort Mill Munitions. So we're gonna have 2 winners. Each of you guys are gonna get the trigger guard holsters from Tactical. One of you guys will get the ammo, and one of you guys will get the Sure Grips. So we'll have 2 winners. We're getting 2 items there. You can find a giveaway link in the comment section below this video. Also on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page, it should be pinned to the top or our latest post. That's going to end next week, Wednesday, at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll announce the winners during episode 84 of the Shooter's Mindset. And I'll also have it posted on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page for those who missed the show, or I don't get any PMs from the winners who were announced. If you like Muneki's page, he has a liked page. I think it's more of his photography, but he also posts a lot of shooting videos over there. If you like his page, you get an extra bonus entry, and there's a bunch of other links that you guys can like. Tactical, except if you like Jennifer's page, you get a bunch of bonus entries into giveaways, so make sure you utilize those. That'll do it. I think we can wrap this one up unless we have any last-minute Q&A that came in. I don't have any.
I don't have any. I'm good.
There we go. I think we can wrap this one up here. Shout-outs. Jennifer, you want to kick them off?
Sure. I've got Savannah River Armory with rifles. They're building AR-15s. I've got Shooters of Augusta and Sharpshooters of Augusta. Great ranges here in Augusta that you can go shoot at. They have an indoor simulator also that's awesome. Load Up Ammunition. Just great ammunition. Can't say enough about it. It's been awesome for me. I haven't had any issues. Let's see. Tactical Life, like Anthony has on his hat. There
I had to make this hat because they're taking their sweet time to make hats, man. So I had to put this patch right here.
Right there. There you go. Boom. I have that, as Anthony says, I have that sticker on the back window so I don't get honked at. And then I've got Lucas Oil. We just got a shipment in this week, all kinds of great stuff that they have for cleaning guns, keeping them running smooth. They really just, the actions are so smooth whenever you lube up with their extreme gun oil. Samson Manufacturing, Operation X. Got to get that video going on that new DMR mount. I still need a scope to go in it, but we'll talk about that later. Let's see what else. I think that's all.
That's all you got today. The action's always smoother when you lube up, folks. FYI,
Yes.
if you didn't know that. Steve, Steve, what do you got as far as shoutouts?
Definitely czforum.com. They got a forum/message board over there. I've been working with them a little bit lately, so I appreciate their help and support. Check out the forum. They have a YouTube channel, CZ Forum YouTube channel, so check them out. Always Taryn Butler. Haven't talked about him in a while. Such an amazing supporter of the sport, so check out Taryn Tactical Innovations, always, of course. George over at the Weapon Shield camp. Weapon Shield is my preferred lubricant for the firearms, so definitely check those guys out. And Dewey Rods. Talking to them a little bit lately, starting to use their products, loving what, it's gun cleaning tools. It's not something you normally think about as a big deal, but it actually kind of makes a bit of a difference when you got good stuff. So that's it. I'm easy.
I agree. Weapon Shield or Lucas Oil. I don't know. You got to buy each a try. I recommend you buy Rand CLP. But go ahead, Muneki. What's your shout outs? What do you have?
Well, just check my YouTube channel. So, almost every month, so I post some video on my YouTube channel. Then also, I got two sponsors. Limcat Customs and Berries Bullet. Now, the actual Berries, they're gonna have a new. It's called the HPP, I think. They're gonna have a new style of the bullets. It's gonna be very good. So check that one.
So, Berries Bullets. And what do you say, Limcat?
Limcat, yes.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a 2011, they make some very unique. It's very, very different from what you're normally seeing. I mean, it looks like a futuristic type of 2011 build. So if you guys are looking for, the hot gun and a lot of fancy hardware, Steel Challenge, open guns, limited guns, go check out Muneki's folks over there at Limcat. Let's see. What do I have? I have Rand CLP. Yeah, go check out a Rand CLP since everybody's shouting out the lube sponsors today. What about Rainier Ballistics? Check out their 147 grain hollow .9mm. This stuff is awesome. We talked about Blade Tech Industries, big supporter of the show. We use all their gear. Terran Tactical Innovations is awesome. I have all three: rifle, pistol, shotgun. You need the shotgun. I'm telling you, go if you want a Stoger 3000. It's not listed on their website, but they are working on them. So a lot of people are buying the Stogers for like sub $500, $500 range. If you want to trick it out, make it 3-gun ready, give the folks at Terran Tactical Innovations an email. Got Carbon Arms for your reloading gear and AR accessories. And DK Custom Triggers, man, for the awesome Glock trigger work. The dude's a whiz with Glock. So if you have a Glock, and a lot of us do, you want some trigger work, go check out DK Custom Triggers for that job. And that's it. I'm not going to go too deep because I have, this will be a 30-minute section. So I kind of shout them out sparingly. And I'll throw one more out there. Let me see out of the list here. That's just SnagMag. The folks over at SnagMag. Check out snagmag.com for your concealed carry spare magazine holster deal if you're into that. So I think that's going to wrap it up here, folks. Thanks for tuning in for episode 83. Your YouTube channel is, what is it? What's your YouTube channel, Muneki?
Sharpshooter 2011.
Sharpshooter 2011. So if you type that into the YouTube search bar, you'll pull up his channel. Make sure you give him a subscribe, and check out his latest videos. All right.
Yep, and that's Shark, SHARK.
Hey, right.
Okay, Sharpshooter. Okay, I said Sharpshooter. Yeah, my mistake there. Sharpshooter 2011 is the channel. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Episode 83 of the Shooter's Mindset, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday, and we're out of here.